CSIRO and Tech Council of Australia have recently released this report where they have mentioned where exactly the tech jobs of Australia are clustered. They have identified 96 clusters across Australia, but four of them stand out. In this report, which primarily explores how the geographical concentration of startups can boost productivity, they have listed number of workers, how many companies are listed on ASX, which is Australian Stock Exchange, plus how much they are worth. I will drop the link of this report in video description, but let me share some of the very interesting findings from this report. As you can see that most of these tech jobs are clustered in the big cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra and Brisbane. First of all, let's look at the Sydney arc. In the Sydney arc, as they say, most of the tech jobs are in the suburbs of North Ryde, Chatswood, and then all the way to Sydney CBD and then in Redfern. There are in total more than 100,000 workers with 81 ASX listed companies which are worth $52 billion. Then we have Melbourne Diamond. This is a cluster of jobs which is situated around the suburbs of Parkville, Richmond, St Kilda, CBD, all the way to Docklands. There are in total 95,000 workers with 62 ASX listed companies worth $203 billion. So the number of companies are lesser than Sydney, but their worth is higher. But the number of workers are also less than Sydney. Then we have Brisbane Corridor. Brisbane's tech jobs are mainly clustered around the suburbs of Burn Hills, Toowoomba, and CBD. There are around 33,000 workers with 19 ASX listed companies, and their worth is 13.29 billion. So Brisbane is way behind Melbourne and Sydney, but still a good significant chunk of it is present here. Then we have Canberra Triangle. Remember that Canberra is the capital of Australia with mainly government as an employer. So most of the tech jobs are located near their central business district, which is Civic, around the suburbs of Belconnen, Phillip, and all the way to airport. And then there are around 19,000 workers with only two ASX listed companies, but their worth is quite high, which is more than $60 billion. As I said, most of this Canberra tech sector is related to the government jobs. Okay, so you can see that these are mainly the four locations where you can find the tech jobs. Sydney tops the list, in my opinion, but still Melbourne is not far behind with Brisbane and Canberra close contender. And these are not just the only tech clusters in Australia. As I said, there are around 96 clusters of tech jobs, which even include small cities like Newcastle and Wollongong in New South Wales, and then also there are some in Victoria like Geelong, and also there are some tech clusters around Adelaide and Perth. So if you are coming to Australia or if you are in Australia and looking for a tech job, you know where to look for. But one word of caution around these suburbs, the property prices and the rentals are very hard to find, plus they're expensive. So bear that in mind and do your own research. I hope that you found it interesting and informational. If you have still have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.